told y'all boys, levels to this. AM Sports Media, acknowledge us. #1 boxing podcast out there. Ain't no one doing it better. Debating, film study, documentaries, we do it all. Name another channel that can do that. Acknowledge us. Levels to this. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, we killing them. Don't matter. Only place you can come and debate. Ain't gotta be worried about getting kicked out. And go one-on-one, mano a mano, with the great one. Oh yeah. Be ready for it. Levels to this. Anybody that wanna come get it, you can come get it. We welcome all debate. Crawford lovers, Haney lovers, Javante Davis lovers, Canelo lovers. Doesn't matter. We welcome it. Live streams every fourth. Discord, come get it. Y'all boys ain't ready. AM Sports Media, where legends are born. So are y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's get the show started. Acknowledge us, bruh. Acknowledge us. We told y'all boys, levels to this. AM Sports Media, acknowledge us. #1 boxing podcast out there. Ain't no one doing it better. Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. There is no Jason today. It's just me. You know, Jason is. I gotta discuss this because this has been on my heart. It's been on my heart. Jason is a slacker, y'all. He is absolutely a slacker. Now, when it comes to AM Sports Media, you can always count on old Greg. He gonna be around, rain, sleet, or snow. I will be around to bring you this great content, this great boxing content. But Jason, on the other hand, this brother ain't been around in a week, in a whole week. He is a slacker, and I just wanted to make sure that I brought it to the people. We don't hide things here on AM Sports Media. We bring it all to the masses so that you guys understand how disappointed I am in that damn Jason. But anyway, welcome back. We got what? We got 8 people in the building and 6 likes. If you haven't, those 2 people that haven't smashed the like button yet, make sure you smash the like button so that we can get going on this Sunday. This Sunday, boy, it's slow this Sunday. 8 people, we usually be at least 20 something by now. Whew. Maybe people are not getting the notification. All right. First and foremost, let me thank the people that support the channel. Nadaz Vodka, www.nadazvodka.com. the best tasting vodka that's out there, has a kiwi taste to it, African American owned, out of Jacksonville, Florida. Make sure you check out Nadaj Vodka. Rock Dog Interactive. If you need anything in regards to website design, logo design, Rock Dog Interactive can hook you up. So make sure you go check out Rock Dog Interactive. You can connect with me directly if you need to get in contact with Rock Dog Interactive. And Soul Glow getting us off to a good start today. $1 Soul Glow to hit us with the $1. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you. Let's see who else is in the building. We got all things in the building. My queen Barbara D's in the building. T Ward is in the building. What's going on with you, T? I haven't talked to you in a while, man. Light Skin Business, Marquee, Soul Glow, and Zackia Zach B in the building. All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and kick it off here. 2 Cent might join me. I think she said she's gonna join me, but I haven't heard from her yet. 2 Cent, if you're out there, let me know. I'll send you the link so you can join me. But yeah. So wow, man, we had a fight. We had a fight yesterday, and I think it was a bit of a stunner to some. Not necessarily such a stunner to me. Doesn't really have anything to do with my knowledge of Bakhram Murtazaliev. I think I'm saying his name correctly. It doesn't really have anything to do with my knowledge of him. It more so has to do with the fact that, you know, a lot of people had Tszyu winning that, or they believe that Tszyu was going to win that fight. I'm never surprised when a fighter loses. The last time I was surprised by a fighter losing was Roy Jones back in 2003, and even then I wasn't that shocked when he got knocked out by Antonio Tarver. But you know, some people feel that Tszyu took this dude lightly. I don't know if that was the case. We did a poll here recently, and the poll said, let me bring that up real quick because I thought that was a pretty interesting poll, actually. I asked the people, how did they feel about the situation last night between Bakhram and Tszyu? And let's see, their statement was, hold on, let me bring it up here real quick. Let's see, there we go. Community. So I said, with the results of last night's fight, what mostly aligns with how you see Tszyu? The first option was Tim took him lightly. Second one was Tim distracted by other options. Third, Tim just lost to a better fighter, and Tim was a hype job. So Tim took him lightly, 27%. Tim distracted by other options, 9%. Tim just lost to a better fighter, 51%. Tim was a hype job, 13%. Wow. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section in regards to that, because I think I go with Tim just lost to a better fighter, and here's why. Tim continuously got tagged with a left hook over and over and over and over again. And I haven't seen anything like this since, I haven't seen somebody get hit with that many left hooks, man. What, man, 2008? Maybe 2015 or 2020. You know what? It was this year. It was this year I saw somebody get hit with that many hooks. I ain't gonna say no names, but clearly Bakhram, Osterring had to be involved. Because Osterring, everybody knows that Osterring is the reason why left hooks land over and over and over again. We all know that. Osterring. That is the reason why left hooks continuously land. I ain't saying no names. Y'all can put up in the chat whatever y'all want to put up in the chat. I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. All I'm saying is that from what I've been told, Osterring is the main driver why left hooks continuously lands on the right side of your face. Left hooks. That's what I've been told. Now, that would tell me that Tim was just outclassed last night by this gentleman. The guy said that he didn't see anything special about Tim, and apparently he was spot on when he said that he doesn't see anything special about Tim, because he went in there, man, and smoked him. Really, man, smoked him like a pack of Newports. I'm always, so I don't want to say, I'm hesitant to say when a fighter loses that he's a hype job. And, the reason why I'm hesitant to do it specifically for fighters that go out there and fight the best competition is because that's what we've been asking for, right? We've been asking for the fighters to go out there and fight the best fighters around. Don't sit up and say, oh, well, of course I'm going to beat this guy, or this guy doesn't bring anything to the table, so forth and so on. That's not what we really want to hear. We want to hear fighters saying that they're going to go out there and they're going to try to be the best versions of themselves. They're going to go out there, they're going to face the best competition. And even if that competition doesn't have the biggest name, that's what they're out there to do. They're out there to prove that they're the best in their division. So I'm hesitant to criticize Tszyu and call him a hype job for losing. I would argue that all of our favorite fighters, if they were to face every fighter that they possibly could around their division to show that they were the best, they would lose too. Probably to some guys that you wouldn't even think they lose to, because styles make fights. So ultimately, Tim ran up on a style that smoked him. Man, let me see what y'all said in the comment section. What's going on, Tszyu? I thought you were joining me today. I sent you the link on the Discord. Oh, here we go. They talking about Errol. Let's see what the people got to say, though. I see T-War say that wasn't no fight. He got smoked with a 4. T-War said he's a hype job, too. B-Dog, wasn't his night reminding me of Devin the way he was eating those lefts. Hey, I ain't say no name. All I was saying is that, occasionally when you see somebody and they continuously get caught with a left hook, Osterine is involved. I've been told that Osterine is the primary reason why left hooks land. Let's see. King KO Tim always sus on defense. This was KO bound to happen. Yeah, I feel you there. Who Tim was T-Word said Tim was never that good. Murtazaliev is the king of Osterine. Apparently so. El Cuerpo boxing gotta be. The way that he landed that left hook over and over and over. I feel bad for Tim because I think Tim had the right mindset. I mean, look how often Tim was fighting. Look at the names that Tim was fighting. Tim was willing to take on any and everybody. So it's a little bit disappointing that, he lost in this manner. And I can see everything that you all out there are saying. I'm not arguing anything that you're saying in regards to, Tim having some defensive deficiencies in regards to his overall skill set. I understand that. I'm not going to argue it. But I just feel bad for the guy because he was somebody that was really trying to make the big fights. And I feel that not everybody tries to make the big fights. And specifically, not everybody around 147 and 154 are actually interested in making the big fights. Now, how does this affect the division? That's the part that's going to be interesting to me. How does this affect the division? You got Jamel Charlo, you got Terence Crawford, you got Errol Spence, you got Sebastian Fundora. Those are probably, generally speaking, your most popular names at 154 pounds right now. 2 names are linked together in Sebastian Fundora and Errol Spence. Terence Crawford had the opportunity to fight Fundora. Supposedly was in negotiations to fight Tszyu after he fought Lubin. So that's interesting. I'm going to wait to say that. But ultimately, how are those guys going to be affected now? So we know that Terence Crawford has been affiliated with Riyadh Season and Turkey Al-Sheikh. That is how he's looking to make his big bags. We also know that Bakhram. Okay. We all know that Bakhram is not a name that's recognized, and we're going to get into this we're going to get into this a little bit later, but contrary to what many people believe, the Saudis are not interested in just simply losing money. And I've said this, I don't know how many times, that the Saudi Arabians are not interested in losing money. And, you know, there are some people that want to come on into the comment section. They want to argue that point. They want to argue that Turki Al-Sheikh is a billionaire and he has unlimited. Turki Al-Sheikh is not a billionaire. All you got to do is go look up the top 21 Saudi. Tszyu Sit, what's going on with you? Hold on, Tszyu. Let me get you in here correctly. All right. And then let me unmute you. What's going on, my friend? Tszyu Sit, you got to unmute yourself. Yeah, well, you logged in, but I can't hear you. You're still muted.
Hold on, Greg. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta pause you on the YouTube. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah,
all right. I'm back. What's going on? How you doing today, Greg?
I'm doing well. You know, Jason is a slacker. I just want to put that out there again for everybody that's wondering where Jason has been. Jason hasn't been here the entire week. He's a slacker. We all understand that. But rain, sleet, or snow, Greg gonna hold y'all down. Now, let's talk about the fight last night, Tszyu Sit. What were your thoughts?
Wow. Honestly, it looked like he wasn't ready for that fight. I don't know if it was preparation, or I don't know if maybe the 10-pound rehydration had an effect on him, but it looked like something was going on with Tszyu. I mean, I know a lot of people was like, oh, it's his style, his game plan, and this and that, but he just didn't look effective. I mean, he had some nice shots in there, but he just didn't look like he made a single adjustment.
My thing was he just kept getting hit with the same left hook over and over and over again. I mean, it looked like a fight that we saw back in April, that you know, a gentleman got caught on his cheek. So I'm trying to avoid the people saying that I'm a hater, but I mean, it does remind me of that. Doesn't it remind you of that same fight except it ended quicker?
Face, even with Tszyu's face looking like that, like what is going on? Like he kind of looked out of it. Yeah, but it was strikingly similar. I can say that.
So would you say that clearly, Bakhram was on Osterring? Yeah, I mean, it had to be. That's the reason why left hooks land on your right side. I mean, we're just going to
have to sit back and wait and see, but it's looking like it could be a possibility.
I mean, that's what I was told by Devin Haney, that the reason why left hooks continuously land is because of Osterring. That's what I was told. But how do you feel like this affects the 154-pound division? Now, I got some thoughts on it. You know, I personally think, you know, Terence Crawford may just go ahead and hang him up. I had someone hit me up earlier today talking about no wonder Mel avoided fighting this guy. And I'm like sitting up there thinking to myself, and actually responded, well, we also know that Terence Crawford is going to avoid him too. Because I want to be clear, man. And Terence Crawford, and I do think this is smart. However, you know, he doesn't want to fight Fundora now. He was going to fight Tszyu in this next fight, but that was going to be after Tszyu fought this guy, right? And after Tszyu then fought Lubin. So Tszyu was going to go through 2 tough fights before he got to Terence Crawford.
Oh, really? That was the plan. It wasn't the winner of this one?
No. So I had been told 2 months ago that Tszyu was fighting Lubin next. I was actually told it was going to be in December. And I reached out to some folks, and I'm like, how is that even possible? And they were like, it's possible. If he doesn't take a significant amount of damage in this fight, he was going right into a Lubin fight. Now, at that time, I don't know. But at that time, there was no Terence Crawford conversation. Now, here recently, maybe like within the last week, Tszyu also stated that the plan was to go Bakhram, Lubin, then Crawford. So Crawford was setting it up where he was going to go through 2 tough fights. You were going to make Fundora and Spence go through another tough fight between each other. And now what have you done? You've worn both of them down to a certain extent, right? You got the same situation that Terence Crawford has done in the past, which has been all these guys kind of fight all the tough fights, and then he comes along at the end to pick them off.
Yeah, I've been saying that for I don't know how long, and nobody believed me. But I think it's showing a little more now at the 54 division, because we're kind of like, okay, we're not gonna let you run the same play, and we're not gonna call it out. But I mean, it is what it is, depending on your perspective. Like you said, it's a genius move. But we just really want to see the fights people perceive to be competitive and see you be challenged. And I feel like every fight is kind of like, is he gonna be challenged? Is he gonna be challenged? Like throughout his career, especially when he got to the 47 division. And I just feel like he hasn't been challenging, getting into the tough challenging fights like that all this time. Why would he start now on the tail end of his career?
Did you see the post that he had last night, which I thought was an interesting post? Let me go and pull it up here real quick. And it's so interesting. Like, we got to call these things out.
Don't take nobody lightly, or which one?
Yeah, he posted several. But the one that resonated with me, let me pull it up. He said, "This is why you can't listen to these fans. They don't know boxing at all. Just because you never heard of a fighter doesn't mean he's a bum. Now, everyone is high on Murtazaliev." Surprise. Never mind. Don't say that great. "Y'all need to stop downing fighters just because y'all don't pay attention to them." This is totally a defense of his own resume.
I'm like, who's high on? Like, where did that even come from?
Man, no one. This was simply a half-ass attempt to defend his own resume by saying just because you haven't heard of the guys on my resume don't mean they're bums. That's all this is. I'm like, here's my response. Fans will be fans. It seems the one who should have done their homework was Tszyu. His approach and your observation that he thought it would be an easy fight shows he clearly didn't. The fans aren't a factor here. What the hell does the fans have to do with any of this?
Nothing.
Doesn't have anything to do with the fans.
Use a situation to make a point for himself.
And that is what Terence Crawford has historically done, and that's the reason why I call out so many of the things that he does. People say, "Oh, I'm a hater." No, I just call out a lot of the BS that I see. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing.
Same with their favorite fighter. As soon as you start calling out BS with their favorite fighter, then all of a sudden you're a hater when you're like, it's just observation. Like you see it too.
Yeah, it's just an observation. Just an observation. Now, if Crawford decides that he doesn't want to fight, now think about this as well. And this is something that I thought about. I was thinking about this earlier this morning. Of course, I guess this is my hater gene, but this guy, Bakhram, this guy is 6 foot tall. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew he was 6 feet.
Sebastian Fundora is 6'6".
Yes.
So Crawford doesn't want to fight any of these guys that are relatively tall. That he doesn't necessarily have the reach advantage to where he can just sit from outside. In my opinion, I don't think he's going to want to fight this Bakhram guy. I don't at all.
Is Bakhram with PBC?
I don't believe so. Let me see if I can find out who he's with.
So, because I think that would matter, because then PBC would just keep putting their fighters in there.
Yeah, that definitely would matter. Maybe main events. Yeah, maybe main events is. That's what I'm assuming.
So if you don't fight a mandatory, there's like what is the consequence of that?
Strip.
No. As the challenger.
Oh, nothing. If you're Terence Crawford. Nothing if you're Terence Crawford and it's the WBO.
Historically, what usually happens is what I'm trying to figure out.
Usually they would either go to the next opponent that's ranked, or they could order some kind of eliminator or something like that.
Okay.
Tunnel Vision hit us with the $2 saying he's with Top Rank and Crawford is about to duck. Well, I don't know who he's with, man. They say right here it's Kathy Duva. I'm not sure. But I don't think Crawford wants that fight. I don't think he goes into the ring with all of the measurables. You know, that's what Terence Crawford fans like to talk about now, measurable. He's not going to go in there with all of the measurables. And I've always wanted to see what Crawford looks like when he can't reach a guy simply from being at range and fall backwards. Like literally just lean back to avoid shots. I got the chance to see what would happen when it happened to Devin. He got smoked. I want to see what happens to Shakur and Terence Crawford when they're in the ring with a guy that, and I'm not talking about like Victor Postal, because I never thought Postal was that good. But I'm talking about a guy that can hit him from range, got power, got some explosiveness. I want to see what Crawford looks like. Because to me, Crawford has defensive deficiencies as well.
Yep.
So I want to see what happens with that. You think anything? What are your thoughts on 154? How do you believe that this fight affected 54?
It's so many competitors at 154. I don't think it really did too much damage. I think people will still want to fight Tszyu. You know, he's about to turn himself into a gatekeeper looking like. If he don't,
you think he's done?
At the next fight.
You think he's done? You think he's done?
I say if he don't have a better showing at his next fight.
But no, I'm saying a lot of people say that he took a lot of damage in the last 2 fights. Do you believe he's done at the elite level?
I don't know. I want to say it's hard to tell, but it's looking like after a loss, these fighters just don't be the same at all. Like, so do you think 2 tough losses in a row? He may be done. I could see why people saying that. But
I hope not. I hope not, because then that's just going to make it more difficult to get guys in the ring to fight when they know that this is the impact that it can have on their career.
So how do you think that is? How do you think that's going for boxing? Like, people like, oh, because, you know, it seems when Saudi do a good card and, you know, it's an upset or something, oh, it was a great 50-50 fight. Now they're saying, oh, the matchmaking wasn't done very well for this fight. And his promoters and managers and stuff failed him.
Well, that's a bunch of malarkey, right? You can't have it one way in one fight and then not in the other. Like, what are we talking about?
Exactly. But I think that was Lou DiBella, I read, that said that earlier.
I'm surprised. I haven't seen that. First and foremost, I don't think the Saudi cards have been all that good, and the numbers would support that, right? So I don't think their cards have been all that good. I like that Tszyu was willing to go out there and take a risk. I think that's something that we should see all fighters do, and I think we should reward fighters when they're willing to go and take a risk instead of just simply taking safe fights. And some of these fights aren't really all that safe when you think about some of them, right? And that's the point that Terence Crawford was trying to make to a certain degree, but at the same time, he's really just trying to defend his resume. But some of these fights, like Lamont Roach, so for Terence Crawford fans that are currently in the comments section, your king just said that just because you haven't heard of a guy doesn't mean that he's a bum. So then, shouldn't that mean that you all should STFU about the whole Lamont Roach situation? I mean, it feels like it, right?
No, Greg, it doesn't apply when it comes to Tank.
Oh, that's right. Tank has his own set of rules. That's right. I forgot about that.
The other rules just slide off of him like he got on Diddy Oil or something. So
yeah, you right. You ain't lying about that. The rules only apply for the certain fighters, their favorite fighters. They don't apply for Tank for whatever reason. Gregory Quattlebaum hit us with the $5. What's good, Greg? And 2 cents. This is the second wake-up call for the top guys at 154. There are no easy fights at 154 for the top guys, in my opinion. I agree, and that's the reason why I want to see Salute Brandon House is in the building. That's the reason why I want to see Terence Crawford get in the ring with some of these guys. I want to see him.
Right.
Yes, I want to see what do you look like when you don't have all the advantages. That's what I want to see.
That's the thing, and who's to even say? Even if he, plans on letting everybody fight each other, he said he's the puppet master, and he gets in the ring for the undisputed. Who's to say that plan will even work? He may not even be able to pull it off. That may be a highly competitive fight at that time, but just to sit back and just be like, oh, his fans, Terence Crawford will beat him. Terence Crawford will beat, but it's like, then just fight him.
Exactly.
Just every time we bring in an opponent, he shouldn't fight him because he'll beat him. It doesn't make any sense.
But if we use that logic right, then Tszyu shouldn't have fought the guy because like he was a 7-1 favorite. So why he shouldn't fight the guy, right? These guys got to get into the ring and fight each other. We don't know if Terence Crawford can beat all these guys. We're assuming that he can. Again, Terence Crawford has.
It's a different animal.
It's a different animal. You got bigger guys, you got stronger punchers, and Terence Crawford has shown deficiencies relative to his defense. Man, what if Bakhram hit him with one of those left hooks? Barbara D hit us with the $5. Appreciate you, Barbara D. What if Bakhram hits him with one of those left hooks? We saw him wobbled by Gamboa.
Yep.
So I would like to see. I want to see Errol get in there and mix it up with the best guys at 54. I don't want to see any 54 historically. Think about it. 54 historically. All those guys fought each other. Lubin fought everybody. Mel fought everybody. All these guys have been in the ring in one iteration over the other, one matchup or another. These guys got busy at 54. So I don't want to see Errol or Terence Crawford move to 54 and then all of a sudden the division get held up. Fight, man. Move on.
Well, they ain't holding it up so far, so I hope they don't pull that mess. I feel like they too old for that at this point, because they're not about to let you do that because you stopping the floor of the money, and that's damn near the new glamour division.
Listen, Hannibal just sent a message in the chat talking about y'all can't wait for Bud to lose. You are correct. I can't wait to see him get his ass whooped. You absolutely right. It's gonna be like Christmas morning if he gets his ass whooped. You absolutely right. You absolutely right.
And I really doubt he's getting a Canelo fight. I just seen something that said Jamal was finna get a fight, and then he was gonna fight Canelo next on Cinco de Mayo.
Who, Maul?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. You know what? My opinion about Canelo has shifted a little bit. I've more so got into the category of Canelo's been around. Canelo's been around for a long time. He has fought some of the biggest names out there. He got the best resume out there. I'm more so now like, you know what? He should get the opportunity to fight the guys that he's more wanting to fight. However, he should give up all the belts. Like, give up all the belts.
Right.
Give up every belt. Yeah, that's my only real issue. Give up the titles and move on. Like, don't hold up the division. If you're not going to fight the best at the division, then give up the belts.
Yeah.
But
let's determine who is instead
correct.
of just
holding it up. Exactly.
People deserving a shot, and you just like, nah.
But I don't want to see that fight. I don't even know if Maul has the ability. I'm just not interested, man. I'm not interested. Yeah, I'm not. So we'll see what ends up happening. But before we move on to the next topic, we got 109 people in the building, 33 likes. We need you to smash the like button if you get the opportunity. Actually, not if you get this opportunity. Smash the like button, guys. Come on, man. That is that is free. Smashing the like button is free. It helps everybody to find this content. Just take a moment, stop what you're doing, take your thumb, go over to the left-hand side of your screen and hit the like button so other people can find this content. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, where we are always dropping boxing-related content. We do documentaries, we do fight breakdowns, we do shorts. We do it all here. So if you are interested, become a subscriber to the channel. If you're a subscriber, think about becoming a member, $2.99 a month, and it does help to support the channel. All right. Well, Jason ain't gonna always be here, but I'm always here, so this content gonna keep flowing. All right, 2 Cent. I got some other topics that I do want to talk about. I know you're a follower of the channel, so I'm pretty sure you had the opportunity to hear Gary Russell on the channel. This was Friday. Gary Russell called me Friday afternoon. He hit me up, and I couldn't get him on video, so I had him on the phone, and he dropped some heat on me, man. Now there's another part of the video that I'll probably drop, I guess, Probably tomorrow I'll drop it, but that's where he was talking a little bit about Tank, and he definitely has his issues with Tank. And he talked about Devin as well. But I was the first one where he was kind of like, "Yo, I'm pulling up on your boy. I'm pulling up on Lamont Roach. He didn't walk himself into something." And Gary, one of them dudes, man, that will actually pull up on you. Like, I totally believe that he'll pull up on Lamont Roach. What were your thoughts on that? I think you were talking about it on your live the other day. I hopped on for a bit.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, what is going on with Gary Russell? Like, I get it. You felt like you was the bigger name in the area, and I don't know. Do you feel like you should have fought Tank? Like, you're at 126. You've been off for damn near 3 years, coming off an injury. You want to move all the way up to 35 and fight him? Like, we all know that's not gonna play out too well. So, at first I was like, what is his issue? Is he that upset about the fight? But as time going on, and now he pulling up to Roach Gym and doing all that, I'm like, wow, maybe he could be building a fight between him and Roach after the Tank fight. Maybe that's what he's trying to do.
I don't think Gary Russell is interested in fighting. I actually talked to him. I asked him a question. Because, I knew people were going to be in the comment section and they were going to say stuff like, why would Tank fight him and stuff like that. So I asked him, I said, and this is on the other part of the video, I said, what do you think you need to do in order to get a Tank fight? And he paused and he thought about it for a good little second. He said he would have to go up to 30 or 35 and beat an opponent that Tank has already beaten.
There you go.
So he understands, what is required in order to get that fight. Like, he's not delusional by any stretch of the imagination. But I just don't see him getting a Javante Davis fight. Now, let me, for the record, state this, because I want everybody to be clear on this. Y'all know Tank my dude, right? Tank is my guy. And I respect the hell out of Tank. But, man, I also respect Gary Russell Jr., too. Like, Gary Russell Jr. will hit me up and say, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna drop some content on you. Feel me? Anytime I hit that dude up, he hit me back. I got an open pass to his gym. Like, if y'all ever got the opportunity to meet that dude, he is a cool dude. He just wants to get the opportunity to fight Javante Davis. But honestly, I just can't see it happening. I just don't see Tank going down that path. You believe that's gonna happen?
I mean, if he's able to beat Roach, because Roach still gonna have his belt.
Oh yeah, if he does that, yeah. I just don't think he's gonna take that path. Is my point.
Or you just don't think he's gonna do it?
Yeah, I just don't think he's gonna do it. Like,
why not?
Man,
what you got to lose?
I personally think. Let me address what Tunnel Vision, because Tunnel Vision hit us with the $5. Gary is nothing but a hater who does nothing but talk, trashing Roach coming up to his biggest fight for no reason. Time to shut up and fight someone. So, and I saw a lot of sentiment in the comment section like that. So, this is just my opinion. My opinion. And I don't know if there's the politics. It could be politics that's stopping him from getting back in the ring. I don't know. But I just feel like Gary, to me, feels comfortable training his brothers. Like, to me, it feels like he's just comfortable with it. Like, and I think if he got the Tank fight, I think he would take it. But like,
yeah, but he's not finna talk his way into a Tank fight.
And that's why and that is the reason why I'm saying I don't think it's gonna happen. Because I don't think he really wants to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't feel like he really has that desire to go. Like
if you're gonna give it to me, cool. But I ain't about to go out here and just be like,
I'm not about to go here and try to work for it. Like, yeah, if I can talk my way into it, I'll take it. Because like, he mentioned to me, I can't remember if it was the video that I dropped or the one that I got in the chamber, but he mentioned to me that his brother is fighting on the undercard of Tank's fight. Like, they're gonna be at the same venue
right.
during the week of the fight. He's like, yo, because I asked him, I said, hey man, do you ever see Tank? Because he was talking about, man, if I had been calling somebody what I've called Tank, they had to come see me. And I was like, have you ever seen him? Like, yeah, I've seen him. I'm gonna see him in December. And I was like, okay, all right, well.
Yeah, but you're just trying to talk your way into the fight. You already said you. This the thing, Greg. You already said you know what you got to do. Mm-hmm. So what are we talking about? Like, go do that if you really want the fight. If not, you just trying to talk your way into a fight. And the fans see this and that, but they don't be understanding. Like, there's so much more into going to a fight instead of being like, "Hey, Greg, I want to fight you." It's way deeper than that. It's so much more to it than that. And somebody can be literally saying they want to fight you right in your face, but behind the scenes, when it's time to do things and put yourself in a position to get to where you want to be, because this is a business and it is political, like you just stated, then they're not doing that. So it just causes, and then you got fans with common sense with like, they obviously not doing that. So then there's this whole big wars and stuff online between fan bases because people not being realistic and just understanding what's really going on.
Yeah, man, 100%. But, you know, again, Gary is somebody who, anytime I hit him up, he comes on to the platform. So a lot of respect for Gary Russell, man. He's a real dude, like, for real. He's a real dude. And take them people
back
too.
In the ring. People want to see Gary back in the ring, though.
Absolutely.
Like, what's the holdup?
And Tank and his people. Now, I had never actually exchanged words with Tank. I just seen him in person when I was at the gym. He's scary looking too, man. I thought he might walk by and knock me out. I'm like, man, I hope Tank don't knock me out. Like, seriously, like Tank looks like a monk. Shit, man, I saw Tank up in that ring. He was shadow boxing. This was right after the whole situation, and he had just been home for a little bit. And it was crazy too. Said I went to the gym because I was in the DC area with my family. I went to the gym one day, I met Coach Kenny, talked to Coach Kenny. Then I came back the following day, and I was there from probably like 8 in the morning all the way to like 2. And I met Coach Kenny at the front of the gym. We kicked it, talked, and all that stuff. Then went in there and watched all the fighters train. I interviewed a few of the trainers. Or a few of the fighters. Then all of a sudden, the gym people just started kind of scattering. The energy started changing. And then Coach Cal walked in and he was like, okay, y'all got to go. He was like, you can stay. He pointed at me like, you can stay. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. And so then all of them left out, and then a bunch of people came back in, right? And I'm sitting there in the chair and I'm kind of playing football because it's like this little kid there that was real little competitive, talented kid that was throwing a football around with. And there was this dude that was kind of built like Tank. So I'm looking out my right-hand side, and I'm thinking, that's the dude. I turned to the right, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Tank. And he was over there kind of like had his shirt off. Then he put his shirt on, got in the ring, and started shadow boxing. And then everybody exited the ring, exited the gym, and I just watched him shadow box for about 30 minutes. He's a monster. Everything about him looks like a monster. Seriously, in person. Everything about him looks like a monster in person. He a mofo. But yeah, I wish Gary, I want to see Gary get back in the ring, but I don't see the whole Tank situation materializing. It would be interesting if it did, but because the trash talk would be crazy. But I don't think
Gary got to be in a better position though. At the very least, he at least needs to be in a higher weight class. At the very least,
I don't disagree.
And at least have a fight or two, so you ain't coming off no long layoff.
There's nothing that you're saying that I disagree with whatsoever, at all. I understand where he's coming from, but I understand also why he probably is not going to get that fight. All right, so what else do we have on the docket? We already have 45 minutes. I do want to talk about one more thing before we make that transition to dropping a link and having people call in and all that other stuff. And we can talk about some of the other topics as well once we open up the line. But I have been saying this, and I know you've heard me say this 2 Cent for quite some time. You've heard me say it on the channel. You've heard me say it or you've seen me say it in the comment section. You've seen me say it in the Discord. Saudi Arabia does not have unlimited funds to spend on boxing.
I'm going
to back up. I'm going to say it again. Saudi Arabia does not have unlimited funds to spend on boxing.
Ooh.
Turki Al-Sheikh is not a billionaire. He is not spending his own money. And I don't understand why people didn't like these things are very easy to figure out. All you gotta do is to actually do some research. But Bob Arum is now on record saying that Saudi Arabia is no longer interested in holding Riyadh season events outside of Saudi Arabia. Funds will not be made available to do that. Why?
Why not, Greg? Why? What do you mean? Why? How? What funds? Why they need to make funds available? They got unlimited funds. They don't need nothing available. They just tell them what you want. They like a genie. They just gonna get it for you.
I mean, money just magically appears. The way that they got in the position is somehow they just conjure up money out of the thin air. That's not how it works. And no matter how much money you got, you can be a billionaire. You think Elon Musk is going out there and investing his money into stuff that is going to lose him money? He didn't get rich like that.
Makes no
and I don't understand why.
Unlimited. They got oil money. It's unlimited, Greg.
Man, I saw one of the more idiotic comments from somebody in the chat who I don't even respond to their stuff anymore. But it was so idiotic. It was just like, guys, these guys do not have unlimited funds, and it does not take a genius to understand why they're not interested in holding Riyadh season events outside of the United States, in lieu of the fact that there are reports from reputable sources like Kevin Aioli that the Riyadh season event that happened back in August with our favorite fighter Terence Crawford lost $10 million. It's clear why they don't want to host these events outside of it, because you're not controlling the events. You're not controlling all the expenses of the event. You're not bringing you're not increasing the local market or you're not increasing the local economy associated with the event. None of that. So why would you want to host it outside? And they're doing other events outside of Saudi Arabia. Live is not only in Saudi Arabia. Am I wrong? But Live doesn't lose money. It doesn't take a genius to understand why they don't have interest in doing this. And they don't have to, like, it kills me when somebody argues in a way where it's like, if someone doesn't say it out of their mouth, and I'm talking about Boxing Hacker, he argues in this manner. If someone doesn't expressly state it, like word for word, like how Canelo DAZN said Canelo sold over 1.03 million pay-per-view buys. Well, they didn't give a number. They said that it was over. Well, they're just giving you a bottom threshold. They gave you a number. You know what I'm saying? I hate when people argue like that, where like either you're arguing like that because you're trying to just avoid what is obvious to everybody else, or you're a moron. Either or. A little bit of both. And I don't like to assume that people are stupid, but come on, man. Good God.
I don't know if YouTube.
Why is people saluting? Why is somebody saluting Tim Bradley? Oh, Tim Bradley is in the building. Shout out to Timothy Bradley in the building. Salute.
What's going on?
They continue to lose. What Tim talking about? Yep, I'm stupid. Oh, I gotta drop the link on Tim Bradley then, man. What you talking about, Tim? I don't recall calling. Did I say Tim was? I didn't say Tim. I ain't say you was stupid. What's going on?
We talking about this. I don't know what they had going on in the chat, but we was talking about this Riyadh card and how fights can only happen in Saudi. Now, what do you think that's going? Do you think that's going to be now? Considering like all the promoters have teamed up, then got with Turkey. Do you think that, especially with Eddie Hearn saying, "Oh, I'm having trouble getting my own fighters to fight on my cards because everybody want to be on a Riyadh season card"? Well, do you think that will open the market up more for PBC? I don't.
So, are you talking about PBC fighters that have been on their card, or what do you mean?
I'm asking if all the fights, you know, Saudi's like, "Oh, all our fights got to be in Saudi Arabia," you know. Yeah. Will that open up the boxing market here more for PBC, considering that all of the other promoters have gotten under that Saudi umbrella And even as far as Eddie Hearn expressing, I'm having a hard time putting my own cards together because everybody want to fight on a Riyadh season card. So
Yeah,
considering like all their fighters, maybe not top rank so much, but they're going to be doing events in Saudi versus in America, building an American market. Do you think that will open up the market more for Al Haymon and the PBC here in America?
I think the market is already open for Al Haymon and the PBC here. Just based off of conversations that I have, PBC is going to have several events at the beginning of the year for 2025, and there's just simply some things that were delayed in regards to what they were doing from an infrastructure standpoint, and then some other things that were going on. But I think you're going to see a lot more coming from them in general. I don't think you're going to see a lot of their fighters on Riyadh season cards anymore. So, yeah, I don't think it's necessarily going to do anything for PBC outside of what they were already going to do.
Right, right.
That's how I see it. Man, let me go ahead and drop this link in here, man, because I don't know if Tim wants to join or not. He may kick us to the curb. But I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the comment section right now. This one right now is specifically for Tim Bradley. For the rest of y'all, we'll open it up in a second. But if Tim want to come on and tell us what he's talking about, I'm curious to know, because Tim, I know you got connections to information that simply we don't. But Saudi Arabia is not spending unlimited funds on boxing. That is something that they're not doing. And Turki Al-Sheikh is not a billionaire either. I've looked up the top Saudi billionaires, and he is not on the list.
I heard somebody recently say we can't tell, we're not going to be able to tell how good you are unless you fight on a Riyadh season card.
NHA, what's going on, man? I had dropped the link for Tim, but we'll see if he jump on. Yeah, no, y'all allowed up it, man. Just I dropped the link specifically for Tim because he made a comment in the comment section. I just wanted him to come through and clarify if he had the opportunity. But if he doesn't, that's fine too. Completely understand. But yeah, man. So what else do we? Don't be lying, Tim. Yeah, I don't know what that means. What else we got? And I'm trying to figure out if I'm done with that topic. Well, I guess the other thing that's going to be curious for me is how that ends up affecting Crawford, right? Because he is tied with Turki Al-Sheikh, and they're going to be some fighters that maybe are not all that interested in fighting in Saudi Arabia. It's possible. I mean, I'm curious to see how that might affect him. Because Crawford hasn't even fought over there yet.
That's true.
So that'll be interesting to see how that all works out. But at the end of the day, simply put, I just don't see. I think we're going to start to see a slow dip in Riyadh season events. I don't think you're going to see any PBC fighters on it, or very little. And I think you could possibly start to see them slowly start to ramp down out of, boxing in general. Because I just don't think.
Whole?
There's been a lot of people that have gotten into boxing and gotten right back out of it. I mean, they're not the first people to jump into boxing.
It doesn't seem like they were trying to be here for a long time, because it does. How can I put this? It doesn't seem like they were structuring things in a way for longevity, but it's kind of like, maybe they do have the funds to kind of lose on this the first year to build the name or whatever. But even when you look at kind of like the matchmaking or lack thereof, it's just like, I mean, what do you do? Like, your big names for Riyadh was like Ben Whitaker, AJ, like all these big names, they didn't got beat. Like, so what next? Like, I don't. Yeah. It didn't seem like it was structured for longevity, and a lot of people was thinking like, oh, they just gonna snap their fingers, and because they got the money, these fights are gonna be made. And I said at the beginning of this, like, a lot of people gonna see that the money is just like a shield these fighters like to hide behind. It's not always about money. They really just don't want to fight each other like that. So
sometimes I think that could definitely play a role in it, or the money have to be so high that that it offsets the associated risk with the fight. So all those things are part of it. So yeah, it's interesting. So I don't think Tim's gonna join us. So the link is up there, guys, and I pinned it to the top. So whoever's interested in coming on and giving their thoughts, the link is up and ready to go. I saw NHA jump on here. NHA, you've been unmuted, man. If you got something you want to share, what's going on?
Oh, ain't shit, man. Same old, same old.
I got
What's
you.
good with y'all? What's good, 2 Cent?
What up, NHA? What's going on?
I'm cool. So was that the real Tim Bradley?
Yeah, that was the real Tim Bradley. Tim is actually, you saw that he had a wrench by his name, right? That's the real Tim Bradley.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That's the real Tim Bradley. He's been on the show before. He's jumped on before.
Yeah, don't y'all be in
That's
the
the real
comments
Tim Bradley,
disrespecting Tim, man. Don't y'all be.
You find out Tim ducking smoke.
Nah, Tim not
No,
ducking smoke. He fighting
no.
his son.
Yeah, he doesn't duck. He didn't duck any smoke last time. He jumped on and gave his opinion. But I think he was responding to when I said either they are uninformed, or I don't remember how I worded it, or they're stupid. I think that's what he was responding to.
Somebody in the comments called Tim stupid, and then he just was like, "Yeah, I'm stupid."
Hey man, hey, hold up now. Y'all can't be disrespecting Tim Bradley now. He's a friend of the show. Y'all can't be disrespecting Tim, bro.
I forgot.
Come on now.
I don't say his name, but they definitely called Tim stupid.
Hey,
No,
y'all
no.
be respectful in the chat, man. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, that is, guys. That's the real Tim Bradley. That's not a fake one. Maybe y'all thought that was fake Tim Bradley. It's not. That's a real one. Gregory Quattlebaum is in the building. What's going on?
Hey, Greg. Hey, 2 Cents.
What's going on, Mr. Greg?
Supreme, NHA. How y'all doing?
What's up, Greg?
What up,
How you
Big
doing?
What on, OG?
What's up, 2 Cents?
Hey, did y'all see before you go to the fight last night? Did you see the fight earlier this week with Colbert? I think that's his name.
Yeah. Sure.
I think I said, and somebody said something crazy, but I think he's now descended into the ranks of being either a stepping stone fighter or a gatekeeper. Did y'all see it that way?
Colbert?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
It was just a matter of time with Colbert. Like he just
Agreed.
It just was a matter of time. I think at one point Colbert might have had a little buzz, but I think it kind of died real quick. And then for whatever reason, I don't know why he went to 35. It's like you don't have no business at 35. You're too small. So
Yeah, I mean, after
Hector
exposed him, he was done.
I think he just messed himself up not listening, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't like how he was reacting even to the punches that he was rolling with.
Yeah.
It seemed he was showing fear every time he got hit. And I'm wondering what was happening prior to him taking that fight. But it looks like he wasn't ready to really fight psychologically, because every time it just looked like it was fear. Like, I don't really want to do this. And I think I'm glad that his corner started recognizing it finally.
Yes, he was at 35 again?
That was at like 140.
Yeah, and we
he's bugging.
see. Well, here's the thing that
at 140 is because of the storm. It got pushed back a week, and they was like, look, it's been a week, so I guess they did a catch weight, I think.
Hell no. 140 is way too big for him.
Well, 135 was too big for him. Like Rayo, like he made the comment about how hard Rayo was hitting him, right? So that's why he said he was going back down to 130. So why the hell would you go up to 140? Like, he can't take the punch. And to your point, Gregory Quattlebaum.
Be funny. What? Yeah, man, Rayo was on smack, man.
Hey man, I don't go there. I don't go out.
He got stopped by Hector. He got stopped by Hector, bro.
Look.
I hear you.
Was Hector on snack?
Yeah, hold on, too. The first fight was very competitive. Your man got on snack. Next thing you know, one punch knockout power. That's what I'm gonna say.
Hey,
so what about Hector at 130 though?
Who's Hector?
What about Hector at 130? Hector Garcia.
He did not Colbert out. He probably knocked him down. He didn't knock him out.
He knocked him down.
He knocked him down, though, right? You know that, right?
Hector Garcia, is he?
He's with Snack. It's on the
I ain't know. I ain't know
I'm being
that.
serious because he went up to 135 and he fought 2 Snack fighters back to back. So he like, damn, these dudes hit different up here. I don't think it's that. I think
So you know,
Snack. That's what I think it
what
was.
what happened to Hector's snack power when he faced Tank?
I
Huh?
mean, they do stringent
Wasn't
testing on that side.
Wasn't enough,
Nah,
bro.
look, they do stringent testing on that.
Come on,
They do?
guys. Come on, guys, come on, man.
All right, let's
Come
move
on
the
now.
subject.
But I thought Victor had the
All right,
sauce.
Greg.
He can
All right.
bypass all that.
Yeah. Hey, time out. I don't like talking about it unless a fighter has been caught doping. I don't like to talk about snack and all that other stuff. Like,
Nah, I just was like, it's not really an accusation. I'm just throwing it out there, you know.
It's the
It is.
observation that
It's
definitely needs to be.
observation, you know. He said he
Okay.
punched a little harder, and I seen the snack on the shorts. I'm like, oh, that might be why, you know.
okay,
But no, y'all tell the snack only works for certain fighters, right? It only works for certain fighters at certain fights.
Look,
It's
he said
against
he don't
certain
wanna talk
opponents,
about
right?
it, so I'm not
So
gonna.
anyway,
yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on from snack, guys. Let's move on from snack. Man, what do you gentlemen think about the fight last night? Tszyu got absolutely smoked last night, and it wasn't like, guys, it wasn't that surprising to me that he got smoked. Like,
Me neither.
Like
to the
that?
point. He's always shown technical deficiencies.
All right, so let me back you on that, Greg. You showing that mental society IQ to that like, right? So now, with Tim's coming up, he fought a dude named Wade Ryan, a white dude. Australian, tough, journeyman kind of dude, not a lot of punching power. He dropped him in that fight. And then they kind of scaled Tim back a little bit. Then they slowly started moving him up again. He fought Terrell Goucher. Goucher dropped him, right? So there's 2 things with Murtazaliev that I noticed. I feel like everybody took him lightly because of his fight with Jack Colque. But that fight I actually had won money on. He went to Germany to fight Colque. I think he knocked him out like the 11th round. Now, I believe Murtazaliev was fasting that week because that's when Ramadan started. So that's why he looked a little lethargic, a little sluggish. He didn't look as good as people are accustomed to seeing him. I feel like Tim Tszyu saw that in his team. This is the reason why Tim was like, if you look at his Instagram, I feel like he's going to car shows. He's doing meet and greets with his father. They're having drinks. They celebrated. I don't think he took my man serious. This dude been training for the last 6 months. He's been training. He's in the gym. You look at his Instagram, he's doing road work. He's not doing nothing else but in the gym. He's getting good sparring in. And I feel like he overlooked him. And that's a dude that's too powerful, too strong, too quick to be overlooked like that. And I feel like Tim paid the price.
So I think that's a fair observation, and then I'm going to pass it to you, Gregory Quattlebaum. But I want to put this out here. Tim Tszyu has been fighting everyone, right? And stepping up to the plate to fight everyone at 154 pounds. So I feel like we got to salute him from that standpoint. Now, could he have taken the guy lightly? Possibly. But at the same time, dude, the same left hook landed over and over and over and over again. So Devin Haney has already told us that it's Ostarine. Ostarine is the reason why left hooks land on the cheek. So maybe that's the case. Maybe we're going to find out something soon. But that's a technical deficiency for me, and that's the reason why he lost. Gregory Quattlebaum, what's your thoughts on that?
I wholeheartedly agree. I think that was Big Supreme talking about Bakhram fasting the previous fight. He was. And that will take some kind of toll on you physically until you begin to recover and so forth. Tim tried to out-tough his opponent in this fight as opposed to outbox him. You know, once you get hit hard like he did and you get dropped, not 1 time, but 2, that's the time that you need to, okay, let's go to plan B and let me step back for 1.5 rings to recover, because he was being hit hard. And he never really seemed to recover. And every time he got dropped, it wasn't like he was staggered. He was put down hard. So this is also goes back to what I said about there's no easy fights at 154. It's a lot of tough competition, just like what we saw last night in the 154-pound division, that nobody seems to, if you're not really watching, you don't know that that's there. And so for all the guys at the top, like I said, for Bud to Crawford to Bud to Spence to Ortiz, even Fondor, I suspect there's going to be some very careful, if there can be matchmaking taking place now at 154, because you're now then seeing something that's completely upended the apple cart.
I was
So
gonna say one thing before I guess 2 cents and they jump in. I believe Murtazaliev is with Kathy Duva. You know, she's with main events. I guess they used to be with HBO stuff like
Yep.
that. So from what I understand, this dude collected about $2 million in step aside money. I guess from Charlo trying to go undisputed and stuff like that. So he's been on the back burner for a while. He's been making good money. I feel like he's been training. He's like, look, it's my moment. I'm not gonna step aside no more. That's how he got that vacant IBF shot. But another thing, he was groomed under Kovalev. That's where that jab was so crisp last night.
yeah,
So I was like, damn, this dude is a beast. And I'm like, I
that's
feel like that fasting kind of threw everybody off. Like, damn, this
hmm
dude didn't look too good. But I felt
hmm
like he made a statement last night for sure.
and
Hey,
that's
let's let.
another thing that throws people off. We don't know how many fighters like him has been paid step aside money in all of the divisions, so we don't know. But there's a reason why they've been paid to step aside money. So you get a little money, got more time to develop, at least in the gym. And so that's another thing that has to be considered when you see these fights taking place. Who had to step aside if it had to happen at all? And who is that person? Well, we saw last night, who that person is.
Yep. NHA, what's your thoughts on this? NHA, you there? I see you on mute.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, no,
Yep.
I was saying I think Tim Tszyu just did it to himself. He fought a dumbass fight, and for one, he either underestimated old boy's power, or he just didn't take him serious. Because there's no reason why you coming in and trying to brawl somebody with that put together so many punches and shit, volume punching.
Yeah.
And I also think after when he got clipped that first time, he just couldn't recover from that, and I think he went to the Haney defense plan. Rather than leading with a jab, just let me lead with my face and just do
I
whatever fight. And
thought you was
he
a Haney fan,
didn't.
bro. That's crazy.
Oh, no, 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 no. I mean, no. I'm a boxing fan. I'm a Crawford fan for sure. I'm a Haney fan. I'm a Shakur fan, Tank fan, all that. I just don't like the double standards when it comes to these fighters.
Yeah.
But to haul back on to the point, it's like he and his corner didn't do him no justice either by not telling him like, yo, my man, let's make some adjustments here. There was no attempt to make any adjustments. Come in head on line, no lateral movement, no head movement. I mean that's like boxing 1-on-1. You get hurt after what I'm saying, you got clipped, and I think it will mess them up. You got clipped so early in that second round. It's like rather than just boxing, intelligently, pick your spots, move around, get your goddamn noodles back, what I'm saying, in order. He just decided, let me just go, all in and shit. I don't know if he's trying to please the crowd or whatnot, or maybe he just got his senses not completely off him that he didn't know what the fuck to do up in there. Excuse my language. But yeah, he did it to
Yeah.
himself. I mean, hopefully he can regroup and, and get back to the drawing board and make something of his career. But, oftentimes, man, when these fighters suffer a brutal beatdown, it's like almost impossible to come back. So,
So I
I
got a
hope he
question.
can because I liked him.
I got a question I want to throw out to the group now, because this is important. Murtazaliev, will Terence Crawford fight him? He didn't fight Fundora. I want to start with you, Gregory Quattlebaum, because you ready to go. Will
Yeah.
Terence Crawford fight him?
I hope so. I hope he fights both of them. Actually, I've been waiting because I know there's the people who don't like Terence Crawford or have questions about him. I think those are the kind of fights at this level that you need to see. And I'm a Terence Crawford fan,
Yep.
as everybody know. I want to see him. I wanted to see him fight Fondor. I want to see him fight all of them, and I want him to be as best as he can be. So yeah, I'm pushing for the fight as a fan. How it's going to happen in the business of boxing, where everything always changes. This fight tonight changed a lot to me. Will Terrence say, hey, let me get to this guy right now? And how soon can that fight be made? That's what I'm looking for now, because now everything's going to get switched around them. the chess pieces are getting ready to get moved, or the checker pieces about to be moved, depending on who's playing. But yeah, I definitely think that should be actually to please the fight fans, because what we just saw, that should really be the next fight, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't think Bud takes that fight.
Go ahead,
I
Big
hope
Supreme. Tell us why. Tell us why.
Bud ain't
I,
taking
I
that
think
fight.
I think now this is my thing, right? A lot of times when you see a great performance from a fighter, people automatically make them this dangerous dude. I don't think Bakhram fits that because, like I said, he's collected $2 million in step aside money. The dude is 6'1". He has a 74-inch arm reach. He's 31. He's in his prime. He's a stout Muslim. So there's no drinking, there's no smoking, there's no hanging out. It's just straight gym work. I don't think Crawford wants that kind of smoke right now. Not in this point in his career.
So that was one thing I was
The fight.
that was one thing I was looking for, Big Supreme.
Crazy talk.
I was looking for that.
This is the hypocrisy I'm talking about.
No,
But hold on, NHA. I'm gonna give it back to you. I'm gonna give it to you. But I've been looking for.
Let me say this one thing.
I personally don't think Terence Crawford wants to be in there with a guy that big that can hit him from range too. I don't. Now NHA too. Tell us why we're not thinking about this correctly.
Because we put it this way: when Crawford first moved up to 154, which one of y'all said y'all want Crawford to fight Bakhram next?
Why they
None
got
of us.
when he first moved up? They
None
said,
I'm
of
just
us.
saying, but the thing is, let me get there. Everybody would have called if prior to this performance right here, everybody would have called Bakhram a cherry pick if Crawford would have fought him
I would
instead
say
of
he's a killer.
Spence.
I would say he's a killer. You better read the
I ain't
numbers,
here.
bro. I would say he's a killer for sure.
But what is your? But listen though, NHA too. What is your point with that? Because we seen him fight a good fight. We seen him destroy a good fighter. Now everybody like calling for the fight because they think it'll be a good fight.
My point.
They
Okay,
don't have
I
to be
want
calling
Crawford to
for the
fight him.
when
I
he's
want Crawford to
first
fight him.
decision and all that. That don't make sense.
I want Crawford to fight him, but it's just the energy, and with nobody calling for Crawford Bakhram. Nobody.
Because
Absolutely
But hold on,
zero.
hold on, NHA. Hold on. I get. But hold on.
Tszyu was just coming off a loss.
No,
NHA, hold on. Why does that matter if no one was calling for it initially? If a guy fights a good fight and people say, hey, man, that's now an interesting fight, why does it matter if no one was calling for it?
You're right. It doesn't matter. Just like you point out the hypocrisy. Now everybody's bumping up. Bakhram.
So
Sonny ain't gonna fight him.
hold on, guys. Tim Bradley's in the comment section talking about Terence Crawford would kill Bakhram. I don't believe that, Tim. I don't believe that
too.
I don't believe it.
I think
Bakhram, Bud is not gonna fight him like Tszyu did. Tszyu could have beat him. Tszyu just fought a dumb fight.
I don't think Tszyu was ever gonna beat him. Honestly, I think Crawford
I think he
put
could've.
together a good enough game plan to outbox him. I just think that at this point in his career, I don't think the risk is worth the reward. In my opinion, I feel like if he wants to go out like he keeps saying, I want a big money fight, whether it's Canelo, whether it's whoever he's else looking for. I think the best option is Charlo, the winner of Spencer Fedora, or go after Virgil Ortiz. If he wants to make a decent enough bag to be worth the risk, I don't think Bakhram is that dude. Unless Turkey decides to put a bag behind him, and we just see
I can respect that.
Well,
I don't think. Go ahead, Greg.
Happen, but I was calling for Charlo as soon as he was going up to 154 because I didn't care nothing about a rematch with Spence, and I still think a fight with Charlo is the
Charlo's a big fight. Charlo's a big fight. I like Charlo.
Definitely get him that bag he wants. Virgil, Charlo, or Spence and Fedora winner, in my opinion.
I want to see Crawford in there with somebody that's not going to fold under his punches. I want to see him in there with somebody who can reach him from range. I want to see him in there in the ring with somebody who is explosive. And I get what Tim Bradley says. And at the same time, Tim, that's your buddy too. I mean, you think very highly of Terence Crawford. But in my personal opinion, Terence Crawford has shown deficiencies in his defense. He can be hit. And if one of those guys hit him and rock him, he can be put up out of there, period. So I heard somebody laughing. What's the issue, NHA? What did I say that was wrong? What did I say was wrong?
Shout out to Tim Bradley. I was watching Vince Phillips versus Tszyu, right? So I was watching that last night because I seen him saying that Tszyu was going to be at the fight. This is the first time he's been at the fight in years or something like that. And what I know about Tim Tszyu, Costa Tszyu, and his brother Nikita Tszyu, like they all fight the same way. Like their whole game plan is to break you down. And if you don't fold, it's like the game plan goes out the window. So now Murtazaliev was sparring Terrell Goucher. So I feel like he was already familiar with Tim Tszyu's tendencies. Like, look, if he's going to throw the left hook, he's going to leave the whole right side of his face exposed. I feel like he just was so comfortable and ready for whatever Tim Tszyu did. I feel like whatever Tim Tszyu did last night, Bakhram had an answer for it. Like when he pinned him on the ropes and he threw that left hook to the body and he caught him with the left hook over the top, I think Tim Tszyu was like, damn, you see it in his face, like, yo, what's up? Like, he didn't know where he was at. I think Bakhram would have beat him anyway.
These guys are killing me. These guys are killing me in the comment section. How many times Tim Bradley, Jason Williams, how many times we seen fighters supposedly have more skills and more IQ and lose? And lose. We've seen this happen in the past.
No, we've seen
none of the fighters named Terence Crawford.
Because he doesn't. Because Terence Crawford takes the safe route. That's why. So let's talk about this.
Hey.
When I say Terence Crawford, they got the same reach. I don't care about them having the same reach. I want to see somebody that can hit him from the same range. Because Crawford has a tendency of pop, pop, leaning back and catching you when you coming in because you can't hit him from the same range. When you can't do that, it's not like Crawford slips a whole lot of punches and all that other stuff. I mean, come on, man. I just want to see him in the ring with somebody that has the same type of advantages or the same quote unquote measurables as him. That's it.
The best fighter on the planet.
Can't nobody beat him up.
Anybody. He can be.
He can't be beat.
Baki, Jesus Christ.
He can't. Hey, he leaps buildings in a single bound. Can't nobody beat this dude apparently. They talk about he'll go all the way up there and route Canelo. Yeah, okay.
Well, until he gets beat.
Tell him, OG.
Until he gets beat, that's what you're gonna have to listen to.
Well, he needs to get in the ring. To get in the ring with somebody who's competitive.
Crawford got what one or maybe two more fights left at 54.
Yeah,
because he's gonna have to get undisputed in 2 fights, and I would love to hear how y'all think that can happen.
It's the
why Crawford don't go up to 160 and fight Lara?
Why don't he go to 168 and go fight Benavidez? I want to see him in there with Benavidez. Benavidez said he want to smoke.
For Crawford's legacy, I think Lara will be a good fight. He could be a 5.
Laura is 52 years old.
I mean, he was 41.
Yeah, he's 52. He's 52.
Yeah, he's Cuban. He really like 52.
He gets be 52.
He might be 50 something.
On him. Yeah, he might be like 52, maybe 49.
You can't trust them Cuban and Dominican years,
bro. I seen Gambo was like 42, and I'm like, how? When did he turn 42?
No, Terence Crawford, he was like 39.
Nah, but Crawford like 38 though, so it's not that far in age. But I feel like he could get that'd be a good fight for him if he want to chase legacy like he's saying.
So who do you realistically think is going to be next for either one of them?
Yeah, but Crawford is going to fight or wants to fight Canelo.
Hold on. Stephen Agee. Stephen Agee is trying to speak real quick. What's your thoughts, Stephen?
I just think Crawford has already said that he was going to wants to fight Canelo. So talking about Crawford and these other fighters, it just doesn't really make any sense. He doesn't want to fight them. He's already said it. So
and Canelo already said he don't want to fight him. So
exactly.
I mean, I'd rather talk about fights that can happen.
Canelo can't happen.
Fight Hype?
I can't hear.
That's not the dude from Fight Hype, right?
No.
Oh, you sound just like him, bro.
Do I really?
Yeah, you sound just like him.
Making some money. I need to start a channel then or something and make some
money.
You
sound just like him, bro.
I can't hear him either.
Y'all can't hear him? We hear him.
No.
I can hear him. I can hear him.
I can't hear him.
So does this mean that we should give people should give Charlo more respect for his undisputed run at 54?
Yes.
Because a lot of people try to make it seem like he had such this easy route to undisputed.
I can't respect him.
Yeah,
he gave old boy step aside money. I might respect that. And he didn't fight Zeus.
He trying to become undisputed though. Like, come on, guys.
He didn't fight Zeus. And he ducked that Zeus smoke.
Look, Haney just paid Sandoman $300,000.
I don't respect Haney's undisputed run
I'm
either.
just saying that's very common in boxing.
He didn't
bro.
have no undisputed run. He had an undisputed.
So hold on. So let me guess, NHA. The only undisputed run you respect is Terence Crawford's, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But now, hold on. You respect that run. Hold on real quick. You respect that run, although those fighters that he beat at 140 pounds, all of them have gone on to have losing records since they fought Terence Crawford. But you respect that run.
I mean, you're never the same after you get whooped on by
Man, get your ass up out of here, man. I knew you were coming with that. Get up out of here with that.
Feet.
Stop it, man.
I ain't seen a billboard.
The best undisputed run to me is really Usyk. I think Charles is up there too because Usyk, I think he went to Russia to fight Garcia. He went to Latvia to fight or Australia to fight Breeders, and I think he went to fight somebody else in Poland. So like he went into enemy territory for all of his belts and he won. So I think.
Hey, real quick, ASVP TV. Hey, real quick, guys, ASVP TV just hit us with the $1.99. What run? I'm not sure what he's talking about. It then Tim Bradley said Crawford is going after Conor McGregor. If he does, he's gonna get put right into the dirt. That is not a wise move.
So he is entertaining the Conor McGregor thing?
I mean, if they box, he gonna knock Conor the fuck out.
Oh yeah. If they box, he gonna put him to sleep. But if they go in there and they're actually doing UFC, which Terence Crawford hinted at when he was talking about they were back on the mat, and I get that Conor McGregor is not necessarily a grappler, but he is someone who kicks. And I just recently saw an interview with God, who was that? God, I forgot his name. Used to be at 160 pounds. James Toney beat him, moved up to 168 pounds. Michael Nunn, exactly. Michael Nunn was talking about he participated in a kickboxing session and how bad those kicks hurt. Man, Terence Crawford better stay away from Conor McGregor.
Y'all been seeing Terence. Where has Terence been before his fights? Where was he at before the Spence fight? He was in the UFC gym. He was in one of them UFC gyms, so he could have been training for the octagon. We just
sure.
Well, he's always been a world-class wrestler. That's what people forget. So he's good at grappling.
Wasn't he a national champion or something like
things of that nature? And that's something that's overlooked in his overall ability to fight. Now, in the kicking part, yeah, you can get kicked very lightly and it can still hurt because people who know how to kick.
Yo, didn't Conor McGregor kick somebody and break his shin or something like that?
Yeah, he kicked. Yeah. He broke his own shin. But let me say something on that comment.
Like that.
Listen, he will because that's his advantage. And then number two, Terence Crawford, although he's a good wrestler, I wouldn't go as far as say world class. I think if he got into the ring with somebody that was his size that actually was wrestling in the Olympics, he'd get dumped on his head.
Nah, I agree with that.
That's possible.
I went.
Because nobody's indestructible until they become destructible.
Turn the conversation back to Terence Crawford.
So
I don't know how
as far
you
as
do
I'm
this,
concerned.
Who? What are you talking about? What the hell are we? I didn't turn it back to Terence Crawford. That wasn't me.
I'm always gonna blame you for turning it back to Terence Crawford, Greg.
Hey man, I'm okay with that actually, man. You guys call me the bad guy. Y'all say I'm a villain. Y'all say I'm a hater. I accept all of it because it's a part of having a channel, man. I have to accept it. So I don't have a problem with that.
You should use some of those comments in your intro. To hype your channel.
Yeah, I should.
Calling you a hater and things like use some of them.
Charlo
don't just try to respond to it.
Charlo has already been undisputed at 54.
Yeah,
he's already done everything that can be done at 54.
But,
there's really no reason why he should stay at 54.
My man last night.
Hold on. Both of y'all are talking now. Gregory Qualabon, you can't. Hey, Steven Ag, can you go out and come back in? Because some people can't hear you for some reason. I can, but other people can't.
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
Leave out and come back in.
I heard him. He was saying, I guess he was trying to say that Charlo has done everything at 154 pounds. He should move up. Maybe he was about to say, I don't know.
Yeah, he was saying something like that. Let me get to the people that hit us with the super chats real quick. ASVP TV with the $4.99. Conor can't grapple nor wrestle, but he can kick like a mofo. Not going to be kicking much either. How do you know that he can actually kick or wrestle? He just doesn't do that, but I'm pretty sure he's been trained in it. And he's bigger than Crawford. Tunnel Vision said
I
$2.
think he can beat up Conor McGregor.
He was never a world-class wrestler. Stop it. Yeah, you're right about that, Tunnel Vision. And then Donald Lyons hit us with $1.99. Undisputed is undisputed no matter how you get it. That's fair. Yeah. That's totally fair.
Yeah, my point was just that people try to act like the 54 division was so easy and nobody was there. But now we're seeing like it's smoke at 54. Like
It's
everybody here, it's smoke up here, man. Ain't nobody up here no chumps and weeks and none of that. These are awesome.
I mean, it's fair to say that the 154 that you know what I'm saying that Charlo Undisputed was kind of weak. He didn't fight Tszyu. He didn't fight old boy Crawford just fought. He didn't fight.
They weren't there.
And he wasn't a champion.
Boogeyman Bakhram.
Hold on. NHA. So number one, the guy that Crawford just fought only had 11 fights, and the reason why he was even WBA, and the only reason he was WBA champion. But hold on. The only reason he was the only reason he was WBA champion to begin with was because Charlo gave up his title.
Exactly.
So
they took it.
Let's stop with that.
Y'all forgot Charlo was supposed to fight him.
He went to fight.
Remember the whole trying to block Terence Crawford fight?
Was trying to fight who?
Trying to block
Madrimov?
Madrimov, yeah.
He wasn't supposed to fight Madrimov.
He stepped in. He's like, yeah.
His mandatory was Tszyu.
I'm talking about this was after the Canelo fight. Remember, Charlo stepped in talking about the whole PBC.
Hey man, he should have blocked him. You should have blocked him.
I think it was the WBO, not the WBA, Greg.
Now WBA too.
With what? No. Tim Tszyu was WBO. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that Madrimov was not he was not mandatory to fight Madrimov. That's my point. It was Tszyu.
He got the vacant title shot, but he wasn't as mandatory.
But Charlo was mentioned in fighting Madrimov when he can't,
look, the reason why Charlo didn't fight, look, and this is the timeline you getting off, bro. They was gonna fight Tim Tszyu, right? He had the hand injury, something with his wrist or something like that. This is when the Canelo fight came through. So he like, all right, look, I know I'm supposed to fight you, but I'm gonna go get this Canelo bag. I don't think that's a duck at all, bro. It can't be a duck. You're gonna fight Tim Tszyu, who wasn't really a name at that time, to skip a $10 million bag from Canelo? Anybody's gonna do that, bro. That's not a duck in my opinion.
It's facts, 100%.
That's good business to me.
That's good business to me, bro.
Charlo was supposed to remember when Charlo came. I'm talking about. I'm speaking after he lost to Canelo, and then it was rumored that Crawford was in talks to fight Madrimov for the WBA, and all of a sudden Charlo steps in, talking about what I'm saying. He is in position to fight Charlo. How y'all forget that?
Nah, he still was champion in recess technically, but they didn't honor it though, so it didn't happen. So that doesn't really mean nothing, bro. Like he tried to pull a fast one on Crawford.
He invoked his right to Israel. He said, "I'm reading the title right here. It says Jamel Charlo invokes right to Israel Madrimov title fight." I'm just pointing out that he ducked him, bro. No, but we moved on to Madrimov. When I mentioned, I was like, he could have fought Madrimov. I said, nah. He
it make no sense because Madrimov was not champion, bro.
Terence
Talking about the championship run in the 154 division. Madrimov was not a champion, bro. So he can't duck him. He was looking for Harrison, Castaño, and whoever else. Those were the champions at the time. So you can't say that I'm gonna fight this Uzbekistanian obscure dude. Like that doesn't make no sense.
Did he activate his champion in recent
NHA too? According to your logic,
WBA
just ducked Fundora. According to your logic,
exactly. Let's talk about that.
Nah. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how many times homeboy's manager came out and said that he had no intention to fight Crawford.
He ducked him.
Who said that?
He ducked him. Samson.
All right. So let me run some things.
I could point out 3 separate.
Hold on, NH. Let me just say this one thing. And then I just want your response, and I'm going to fall back, right? So now, from my understanding, they wanted to fight Spence. They felt like the Spence fight was more profitable. That's whatever. Samson has the access to the numbers to see that. He felt that was a better fight for Fundora. It's easy to make. They're under the same banner. Crawford steps in, and he does what he does, right? So they wanted him to get stripped. So Samson and Fundora said, look, all right, we're going to go to purse bid. Crawford pulled out. To me, that's a duck. If you're going to call Charlo a duck, you got to call Crawford a duck, bro.
Now, NHA too, let me...
Go to purse bid.
How you pull
NHA, hold on, NHA, real quick, bro, real quick. You just literally said that you don't like how there's a double standard and it's not balanced. Yet you're making an unbalanced comment about Terence Crawford and his actions versus other fighters. How do you reconcile that in your mind?
What's unbalanced about it? Well, me pointing out that the Fundora's manager has come up publicly and stated he has no intention of fighting Crawford.
No. All that stuff, bro. NHA too. Hold on.
That fight. Why do I believe your intentions of one going?
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So you're now using information from months ago where they said that they wanted to go down the Aerospace route, and then they changed routes because of Terence Crawford is on record on burning the boxers.
He was just
let me finish.
That too.
No, he didn't.
Last month.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That was over a month or so ago. So now Terence Crawford is on record stating that all of a sudden Sebastian Fundora and them want the fight, and they are pushing for the fight. Terence Crawford is the one that pulled out of the fight. So how are you now reconciling that, bro? I don't want to hear all that stuff about what somebody said 2 months ago. Terence Crawford, they tried to make the fight with Terence Crawford a few weeks ago. Crawford pulled out and decided that they could go do something else. So by your logic, that's a duck. Now, I don't think it's a duck, but by your logic, that's a duck.
Crawford, when a man tells you in multiple occasions, I have no intention of fighting you.
Here we go.
Why does that matter?
What is that? Terence
Crawford told him, okay.
NHA too. NHA. Who was the mandatory? Who was the mandatory? Who was the mandatory? NHA. Who was the mandatory? Terence Crawford is the mandatory. Therefore, it doesn't matter what Fundora says. Terence Crawford can force the fight. So all this, man, he told me that he didn't want to fight me, so man, why am I gonna fight him? Don't matter. He has the ability to force it. Your logic not making sense right now, brother.
The logic not logicking.
The logic not logicking. Why he pulled out of negotiations?
Oh my goodness.
I don't think Terence Crawford ducked Fundora. I for some reason, man, once you start hitting him with them blows, man, boy, man, whoo, they start to run off, man.
It all depends on who you ask and how you look at it. It's not that I feel like Terence Crawford dug Fundora. He just being real strategic and moving how he moves, like.
And that's what Terence Crawford does, and that's fine. I do not believe he ducked Fundora. I do not believe he's scared of Fundora. However, what I don't like is when you say one thing on one side, this is an issue on this side, but then when you bring it back to Terence Crawford, all of a sudden there's no issue with it. No, that's not what he was doing. That's not what he was doing. Oh, here we go, man. Yeah, this is Jerry.
That is absolutely not what he did.
Let me unmute Jerry. Yeah, that's Jerry. Let me unmute Jerry real quick. And Jerry,
you looking like
do me a favor. Right do me a favor, Jerry. You don't cook a damn thing. Do me a favor, Jerry. Don't talk over. Let's not talk over everybody, Jerry. What do you have for us?
First of all, happy Sunday, my friends. Hoping everyone's having a joyous day.
Yes, sir.
How we doing today?
We're doing amazing, Jerry.
What's up, Pastor Jerry?
So listen, I'm still out in Bogota, Colombia, so my connection's a little light. But I do want to address a few things being discussed back and forth. My good friend Greg, is it curious to you that the day that it was announced that Crawford and Fundora came to an agreement that they will face each other 6 months down the line after Spence and Fundora fought? Is it curious to you that the same day an agreement between Spence and Fundora was announced?
Why would that be curious to me?
That look curious to you?
Why would that be curious to me?
Is that not curious?
Why would that be curious?
Well, because the facts of the matter are That fight was already signed and ready to go.
That's false.
Speak on it.
Fundora versus
That's false.
Spence was already agreed upon.
It may have been agreed upon. It was discussed, but it was not signed.
Hang on. Do you know what our good friend Crawford said?
What?
I'll give Spence a payday.
Jesus
But
Christ.
instead of y'all looking at it that way, I hear he's ducking. How is he ducking someone he sent an offer to in June? Explain.
So now Terence Crawford is a good Samaritan.
But
hold on.
No,
let me respond to you.
of course.
Go ahead.
But you got to understand. It's not that he's a good Samaritan. Is that Crawford always gave Spence all the credit for that fight ever happening.
Okay.
And so if he sees Spence, I don't know how many fights Spence has. Maybe Spence has one more fight. Maybe Spence called Crawford and said, hey, man, you know, this is my one fight, maybe two more fights. I beat Fundora. You and I go for undisputed. And you don't think Crawford would say yes to that? Absolutely, he would say yes to that. Absolutely, he would say yes to that. But it's kind of curious that he can't make the right move. How are you ducking somebody that you already sent a contract to? How? Is our good friend of the show 2 Cents here?
Yeah, 2 Cents in the building.
Is she here?
Can I actually address what you're saying first?
I want somebody to
hold on. Let me address what you're saying first. So number one, it's so interesting, Jerry. So number one, your knowledge about the situation is absolutely wrong. There was no fight that had been signed. Maybe in principle, to a certain extent, they had agreed to fight, but certainly there was no situation where anything was signed. And I can tell you that. For a fact. I can tell you that for a fact.
Greg,
what's
the difference, Greg?
Brother, I just let you talk.
Contracts aren't signed.
I just let you talk. Okay. Secondly, when people bring actual facts to you, you started talking about they're the best storyteller on earth. Yet you just came on my platform with nothing but conjecture about Terence Crawford and Errol Spence having a conversation offline and Terence Crawford doing Errol Spence a solid to give him a payday. How does that work, Jerry? How does that work that you can use conjecture yet no one else can? They become storytellers if they read tea leaves using facts to draw conclusions, but you can use conjecture to come to your conclusion. Make it make sense, brother.
All right. So a few things. Does it make sense? Does it make sense that Crawford would step out of the way and allow Spence and Fundora fight? Does it make sense?
Make sense for what?
After all, is that what he did?
Makes sense for what?
Step aside.
You're misconstruing arguments, dog. So you said he stepped. Hold on. I'm about to answer it. You said that he stepped aside for the benefit of Errol Spence. That does not make sense. Does it make sense that he stepped aside? Really? Of course it does, because he stepped aside. We've already seen that.
Why did he step aside?
For the benefit of Terence Crawford.
What's the benefit?
Hold on. So let me explain it. So Sebastian Fundora will have to fight yet another fight before he would actually have to fight Terence Crawford, which puts more wear and tear on his body. Let me finish.
That's what he wanted to do.
Okay, then. So that's his benefit.
To do.
That's the benefit. What the hell are you talking about? I just gave you the benefit. You know what the benefit is. Why did you ask?
That's not a benefit.
Hey, man, go ahead. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
So, to my understanding, the WBO told Fundora that he needs to fight a top-ranked opponent.
Fundora's getting stripped anyway.
That's what I'm saying. So, he stepped aside so he could fight Spence. He gets stripped, and then your man gets elevated. That's what he want to do. That's probably going to happen. He's going to fight. He's going to fight Fundora. Spence and Fundora's going to fight. They're going to strip him, and then they're going to elevate Crawford. That's probably what's going to happen. That's why he stepped aside, in my opinion.
Listen, I'm having a hard time hearing, but there is no benefit in Fundora or Crawford letting Fundora fight Spence. There's no benefit in that.
You just said it was.
Guys, the problem with every anti-Crawford commentator is that you think Crawford is who you think he is. That he ducks, that he's scared, that he looks for someone to suffer tragedy in their life. get shot in the leg, get in a car accident, get his head split open. That is the world you live in. For the real boxing fans, we know Crawford to be a warrior who doesn't duck any smoke. So when you look through those lens, reality is totally different. In your eyes, he's ducking Fundora, a guy he sent a contract to in June.
I never said he ducked Fundora.
And then he's not going to fight Murder because, he's scared of competition.
And Crawford would never pay step aside, unlike Charlo.
Hold on.
Remember,
I'm pretty sure Terence Crawford paid step aside money when he was at 140 pounds. I'm gonna go find the name, but he paid step aside money to make the fight at 140. So stop it.
Lies, absolute lies.
Okay, I'm gonna go find it.
And you know what I love? And you know what I love most of all? That here we are, 2 years and counting, and we are still talking about Crawford because Crawford's only does numbers when he's tied into Spence.
Jesus Christ! What number has he? When is he sold? What is he sold, Jerry? What is he sold? What is he sold? What is he sold? Hold on.
But you spend 90%.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Thanks you. He thanks.
Hold on, Jerry, because this is the same guy that argued with me on the Discord, stating that Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney did X amount of pay-per-view buys, and I said, no, it did in the 3s, per my sources, and now Oscar De La Hoya has come on and said the exact same thing. So you, my friend, don't know what you talking about, but go ahead.
Well, first of all, Oscar De La Hoya's got some issues, because if we're going by the guy that you normally go by, Dan Raphael, I think he said it was somewhere near 500. So
now he knows more than Oscar, who put on the event?
Listen, honestly, I am done with pay-per-view numbers because,
because you're always wrong.
Your boy Tank Davis is back to doing 200, 300, is about to do 175 versus Roach. But you ain't going to want to talk about pay-per-view buys then.
I talked about it then, too.
Because if it was all about Tank should be doing Canelo numbers. 500 versus Ryan, 700 versus Plant. Is he anywhere near that? But I don't hear you talking about pay-per-view numbers when it comes to...
What are you, brother, what are you talking about? I talked about Tank numbers as well when they came out. What are you talking about?
What's happened to Tank Davis?
What do you mean what happened to him?
2 million versus Ryan. What's happened to him?
What happened to Ryan?
Ryan hasn't fought afterwards. I mean, what are you talking about?
What the hell are you talking about? He fought against Devin Haney. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about he has not. Listen.
Listen.
He fought twice. He fought twice after Tank.
You can't tell me that Tank Davis sold 1.2 million, and it was because of him, correct?
All right. So how many pay-per-views did Ryan do versus Oscar Duarte?
Exactly.
Yes or no?
Exactly.
No question.
Answer that question.
And then he did. What did he do against Martin?
375.
That's a lie.
Dan said he did 4.
I had 3. I got from a reliable source that it was 375.
Okay, I know your sources are gold, brother. Your sources are gold.
They are. You ain't lying.
Let's get back to your other source.
I heard
Turkey Al-Sheikh is running out of money, right?
Turkey Al-Sheikh. What do you mean running out of money? What does that mean? Explain it. Define it.
I've been hearing you talk about that all day.
Who said he was running?
You said that they have to make a profit because they don't have an unlimited amount of wealth. So, and then I heard you say that they were going to get out of boxing. You've been rambling about Saudi Arabia finances like you have an insight.
Jesus Christ.
Explain to me.
Jesus Christ. So number one, I didn't say that they were absolutely getting out of boxing. I said I wouldn't be surprised if they got out of boxing. Is that not correct, 2 Cent?
Correct. That's correct.
Okay, my brother, you got to really start to listen to what people are saying and start creating your own narrative.
They just signed a $5 billion deal with boxing promoters, other than the PBC. Because
how do you? What do you get? What did you get? Do you know how much $5 billion is, bro?
Look it up, Greg. Look it up.
$5 billion.
If you don't know,
$5 billion.
It's the private investment fund that is worth almost $1 trillion, who also has ownership in Disney. So when you talk about unlimited funds, damn near unlimited.
Jesus Christ.
The beauty of it.
Go ahead and I'll respond. Go ahead and I'll respond.
If you can no longer talk about pay-per-view buys,
Okay.
if you can no longer talk about he's asking for too much money.
Okay.
What else do you have in your armor? Nothing else, brother. Because when it comes to Crawford, don't worry about what he's going to make.
Okay.
He's the ambassador of Riyadh season. He's going to get paid regardless.
Okay.
Don't talk about pay-per-view buys. He's no longer a draw. It's out of the question.
Okay.
Now it's about making big fights.
Okay.
You know, what
big fights has he made? What big fights has he made?
I want to point out hypocrisy. This is another hypocrisy right here. Greg, you say that it's possible that Riyadh season or Turkey might get out of boxing. Why? Because he lost $10 million or so or whatnot in his event in the USA.
No,
what
guys, you got
about the $500 million that the PBC lost its investor when it first got into the game.
Oh, that was a mistake. That was guys, I'm about to mute both of y'all because I'm about to respond. I have literally said that on multiple occasions that Al Heyman made a mistake in that regard. Not only that, there were a number of network mistakes that Al Heyman made as well, burning bridges associated with that. This is not the first time I've stated that. You guys are coming on here and creating false-ass narratives that make absolutely no damn sense. That's number one. Number two, $5 billion. Do you know how much money that is, brother? You can go buy NBA teams for that, man. What the hell are you talking about? Nobody going to pay that for boxing. That is absurd. That is absolutely absurd. Your comments make absolute. I don't even have to see the article to know that it doesn't make any damn sense.
That's a lot of money. That's crazy.
So that's secondly. So stop putting words in my mouth that I did not say. Okay, and I'm about to unmute you. There you go.
How come they never talk about the $3 billion that the Zone lost?
Hey,
they lost a shit ton of money.
Talk about it. They still in the game though, right? That's my point though.
I mean,
they still in the game,
bro.
At my point exactly.
But they're not just.
Why is Turkey about to get out the game because he lost $10 million? You know what I'm saying in Los Angeles.
That's not what he's saying.
What are we talking about then? Because profit. Most startups don't turn a profit. You know what I'm saying until 5-10 years down the line, especially you know what I'm saying if you got a certain goal.
So okay, hold on. So now we're comparing.
Didn't turn a profit up until like last year, 2 years ago.
So now we're comparing a network that desires to have specific content versus a guy that's coming from an entity that's tied to a government. Those are two different things, number one. Number two, the comment that I made was I wouldn't be surprised if eventually they get out of boxing. That was my comment. Did I say it was going to be 2024, 2025, 2026? I didn't say any of those things. I said I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. And you guys ran with your own narrative.
I wouldn't be surprised if the PBC gets out of boxing. So I agree with you.
Hasn't happened yet. Happened yet.
But let me ask you.
Hasn't happened yet.
Let me ask you a question. You said what big fights is Crawford trying to make?
What big fight has he made?
Has he made or is he trying to make?
Well, made since he's been the ambassador.
Okay. Well, first of all, you know that he spent a year waiting on Spence to rematch him, right?
Why are we still talking about Spence? You made the comment that he's the ambassador, and I said, what fights has he made since he's been the ambassador? That's my point.
I'm gonna go through it. Okay. It's been a year waiting on Spence to get it together.
Jesus Christ.
For no reason. Right? Then in December, we sent Tszyu an invitation for a March fight.
Okay.
He chose to go with Thurman.
Okay.
Stop me where I'm wrong.
I don't know what he said. I don't know what he said, Tszyu.
Okay, but were you aware that they contacted Tszyu in order to make the fight? I mean, there's a reason why Turkey.
I wouldn't be surprised if they contacted Tszyu. I wouldn't be surprised.
There's a reason why Turkey is at odds with Tszyu and his team.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So they reached out to Tszyu, bypassed him.
Okay.
Thurman, then he fought Fundura. Fundura wins.
Okay.
We sent an offer to Fundura in June.
He said we. Damn.
Correct? No, just stop me when the facts are wrong, Greg. Right?
You did what now?
Right.
You did what? Hold on. What was that fact? What was that fact? I missed it. You said what to who?
Fundura was sent an offer to fight Crawford. from
So yes,
in June.
so yes, something was sent. Now, can we add? Yes, I was aware of that. Can we add the rest of the facts to that? Can we add the rest of the facts to that?
There is no rest of the fact. He turned it down. Don't tell me that he was injured because he said he was not injured to that effect.
I agree.
A interview.
I agree. I agree.
Why he didn't take the fight is
I
because
agree.
they've been waiting on Spence to get it all together.
See, that's where you went wrong. No. Hold on, bro. No. Hold on. You're saying bullshit. You're saying bullshit. You're saying bullshit, Jerry. That's the part that I don't like, man. You're leaving out facts, Jerry. You're leaving out facts. That same interview, he said that they sent him a contract that with stipulations that they had not agreed to at all. Nobody from his team had agreed to. That's what Fundora also said in that interview. You left that part out conveniently. That's where you're the greatest storyteller. You are, dude. You can't just send. If you're sending a contract, you don't think that your team needs to review the contract for everything that's in it first, so that you can actually agree to it? You have to negotiate. You don't just send a contract, brother.
But what stipulations are you talking about?
He didn't go through all the stipulations, brother. He just said.
What could the stipulations be?
Why does that matter? You left that part out. That they didn't want to agree to those stipulations. Period. They left that part. You left that part out.
Okay. I'm gonna resend you that interview, and you and I look it over together, and I'm gonna see what he actually.
We can pull it up. We can pull it up.
But remember, this is a guy that you and the channel say Crawford's been ducking, right? He's ducking.
When did? That's false. I never said that. I've literally said the opposite.
Okay. So let's move on. For the last 6 months, Crawford's been trying to get Canelo. Turkey's been trying to get Canelo. And all I hear from this channel is that he'll never get that fight. Why would he want to step up 2 damn weight classes? Why is he wasting time? So my question to you is, what big fight is out there that you would love, Greg? Because apparently Crawford can't make a move that you like. Nothing he does is in agreement with you. So my question to you is, what would you like him to do outside of lose? Because we know that's true. Who do you want him to fight?
He can fight Bakhram. He can fight Fundora. He can fight Charlo. All of those fights are great fights. What are you talking about? We said this multiple times.
I want to see.
Okay, but you said he hasn't made any good fights. He hasn't made any big fights. He's tried.
Tried is not.
He's tried.
Trying is not good enough, brother. Trying is not good enough. He's the ambassador with resources. Well, hold on. He's the ambassador of an entity that you just debated has unlimited resources. So he should be in a position to make every fight, because at some point the money is going to make sense regardless. So what are you saying, brother?
It's an L. It is an L, Greg.
Man.
It's a loss. That's what you're not realizing. And that's what the PBC understands now. They got their poster boy, Spence. We told you for years.
So now they care about L's. We told
you for years to stay away from Crawford.
Yeah,
so now Fundora, Tszyu, any of these guys
Jesus Christ,
that may have the opportunity to fight Crawford, the PBC is going to keep them away from him. And that's what you're seeing. The only reason why Samson was putting it out there all of a sudden that we would fight Crawford is because he was trying to save the WBO title, which at the end did not work.
Oh, okay. Anything else?
That's it, my friends. Apparently, I come on the show and everybody else stops talking. Because all I hear is Crawford's a duck. He's ducking Fundora. He won't fight murder. On and on and on and on. But when I'm on the show, I guess the brakes, the rubber hits the road and bullshit explodes.
Sure it does. Sure it does.
But anyway, my friends, y'all have a wonderful day. This is Jerry Soriano, your lender for life. Let him cook.
Hey man, honestly,
characters too now.
At some point, you just get tired of the BS, and you don't want to hear it anymore. This dude literally literally left out Fundora, saying that all of a sudden they sent a contract to him after he finished up his fight with Tszyu with stipulations in a contract that they never agreed to. So of course they're not just going to agree to a contract without you negotiating with them. But he left that part out, and that's the stuff. That's the stuff that is just like, you're clearly trying to deceive when you do that, but yet somehow we're the greatest storytellers on. Boy, you are a special gentleman, Jerry, a special one indeed.
But
go ahead, guys.
Open up about the contracts, period, not just this particular one. I never hear enough talk about when a contract is sent or supposedly sent and read, that sometimes it is the terms. For instance, someone who's a B side gets a contract from an A side for more money than he's ever seen before, but he's with a different promoter. So the contract has stipulations that favors the A side, of course, and the B side also has to pay some money to his promoter, some money to this, some money to that. It might even be some step aside money that probably the B side has to give up. We never talk about why those things happen and why sometimes that contributes to the fights we want made. It's the amount of money to me and the terms that will come with a fight. So I might like the money, but the terms may be, we can't do this, and that will kill the fight in itself. But we never seem to see that sometimes. We just say, this is life-changing money. Why are you going to turn this down? Because we haven't read what the terms were and how much money the fighter actually is going to get in his pocket.
Exactly.
So if we get that kind of information a little bit more to kind of understand, this also contributes to some of these fights that we want to see not being made. So
I agree with you, Greg, but in the case of Brian Norman versus Boots, I think that was definitely a duck fight.
You could throw that in as well, but you still have to look at what was the conditions of the fight being made. And if the fight wasn't going to be made, was being proposed in such a way that they had to still say no, then you can say, well, he also ducked it if you feel that needs to be said or you believe that's what they were doing. But it's the business machinations that really messes up a lot of these fights. And now that fighters also got social media and they can start talking like they are so much involved in the business aspect of the fights when they really aren't. You got a lot of people, whoever has the money, who's going to put up the money, it's their rules. Now, you might be able to ask for something or suggest something, but who got the goal makes the rules. And if you're going to follow those rules, the fights get made. If you're not going to go with them, the fight's not going to get made. And we have to always look at that aspect of it, too.
I agree with everything.
Yeah, 100%. But only thing I don't agree with is what Big Supreme said, man. We don't duck no smoke in the A. No smoke.
That boy duck, bro. I ain't going to lie to you, Greg.
We don't duck no smoke.
The man had on Air 1 shorts and flip-flops. He definitely ducked, bro. How old is he? Like 23?
Yeah, he around there.
All right, so you 23 years old. You don't got no kids, and the highest you ever made was like 150, 100. You gonna turn down 1.7 million?
Yeah,
would you have this back?
Yep.
Who was he talking about, Boots?
All right, Greg.
I mean, he probably feel like he can build himself up more. You know what I'm saying? Get some more easy fights in and get that.
I'm saying, where else he gonna get that 1.7? And I think they even went up to like 2.1 or something.
Brian
like that.
Norman Jr.
Oh, Brian Norman. Okay.
I don't know,
Greg, man, I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't gonna.
Hey, man, listen, we just don't duck no smoke. We don't duck no smoke.
Who's Brian signed to?
Top Rank.
And so who was he supposed to fight that offered the 1.7?
The Zone and Matchroom, Eddie Hearn.
Hey, real quick.
To get the fight.
He said he had to pay $250,000 across the street or something like that. Top Rank. I mean, they bought up a whole bunch of other stuff, basically.
So it was back. It's sort of what I was saying.
The same thing you were saying. That's why I said I agree with you. I just say that if I was Brian Norman, I would have still did it though.
He only would have made he took on like 800,000.
That's not bad though, especially when you just made 60,000.
But didn't they come back and ask for 2?
They asked for 2.8 million.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly why they did it, because of how much money that got to come out of the original money that was offered. And then you got to look at how well will the fight sell. Will the promoters make any money? Or the promoter make any money? So
I think it would have sold out.
Well, the guys who got the money ones who probably thought differently, or thought it wasn't it was too much to pay for them to, show some kind of profit.
Hey, I found that video. I want to play that video real quick for you guys, because this is the kind of stuff where Jerry comes on here, man, and I find it to be just dishonest in the way he goes about trying to do this stuff, man. It's not honest. I'm sharing my screen right now. Let me know if y'all can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Now with Golden Boy, she's been electric. Knocking these.
It might struggle a little bit with all these different videos. My computer is dealing.
These girls out, and they're high class opponents. Last one, the Puerto Rican from New York. I forgot her name.
Damn it, man.
I know who you're talking.
Cruz.
Yeah.
And then Monsino.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm gonna unshare and I'm just gonna play the audio, see if that makes it play better.
Big names. Those are big names and champions in their own right. But my sister's a future in girl boxing. My sister's a future in boxing.
I love that statement because it's.
But since we're talking about it right now, I'm gonna compare it. And she's there. She deserves to be.
That, and I'm like, Fundora is a live dog, and god dang, you put a beating. I mean, both you guys were like, that was a bloody ass fight. But now Tszyu was supposed to fight on the card against Virgil. We thought you were gonna fight, but Crawford, or they were saying that because he was out for a year. Was that true, that you were out? You were not able to fight for a year medically?
They gave us a little, I think 2 months or whatever, because the fight went 12 rounds. The normal suspension in Vegas.
Okay.
And we got that. But, they were giving us a contract that was already made for us. We were supposed to fight him in June.
For Crawford?
For Crawford. After a fight like that, doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense
you
to
had
me.
A broken nose, no?
Yeah, that's what they say,
Oh. Well, I mean, based on that fight, you both were bloody somewhere.
It was a bloody fight, but I don't think neither of us were damaged like that. It was a bloody fight, but that's what happens in boxing,
Yeah.
But again, they were giving us dates, confirmations for things that we don't even know. So
Has Turkey?
I haven't talked to him. I haven't met that guy.
So that's what I'm talking about right there. You put in the part where he says, yeah, they sent me a contract. You leave out the part where they had already stipulations in there in terms of dates and confirmations of this, that, and the third, without this guy even agreeing to it. It's just fake news, man.
They tried to punk him with the contract?
Well, yeah, they just tried to give him a contract and say you're going to accept this. But see, this is my point. Jerry leaves that part out. He comes on here and he talks all that dumb shit, talking about, yeah, I'm just speaking facts, my friend. They sent him a contract and he didn't accept it. Not talking about the part where he says the reason why he didn't accept it. That's bullshit. And you are fake, my friend. You are one of the fakest people on YouTube, and I'm calling you for your BS. Anyway.
Get him, Greg.
It's just fake, man. But he says he comes on here talking about we're storytellers. No, brother. We actually use the information, and we can draw conclusions from it, but it's clear we're drawing conclusions. You intentionally leave information out to create a narrative. That's who and what you are.
I call you the Bud Hate channel, man.
Hey, man, I don't hate nobody. It's peace and love for everybody. I just had to go ahead and smoke it. I just had to.
Bud Hate channel, Brad.
I'm not a Bud hate channel. I pride myself. I'm an analytical mind. I pride myself in using data to draw my conclusions, right? And sometimes you can say it's a narrative all you want to, but I use information and I don't leave parts of information out. He literally left like all that was bundled together. How did you forget that part? You had to have heard all of it, but somehow that part escapes you.
And now he don't want to talk about pay-per-view numbers.
No, pay-per-view numbers are out because I crushed him on the pay-per-view numbers. He swore me up and down that my source that said it was in the 3s was wrong. No, so and so said it was 5. Then he starts to talk about Dan Rafael. Well, Dan Rafael said Oscar De La Hoya is the guy that put on the event. Shouldn't he know? Like, what are you talking about? Hey, y'all got to stop cheering this man on, man. This man is terrible. His arguments are awful. Maybe that's why y'all cheer him on, to see him come on here and make a complete ass of himself. But anyway,
I just said you got some characters to come on your show too.
Oh, he is the biggest character out there, man. The biggest one out there. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this show up here, man, right now, because I know Tszyu is going to her show at 6:15. So I would appreciate if you guys go over there and transition to Tszyu's show. It's an amazing show. She does a fantastic job. So for all of you who are currently out there, the 126 or now it's 102 people that are out there, go transition to Tszyu live. Is coming on in like 8 minutes. Go ahead.
What's up?
You going live? Like, 'cause I'm in New York, so is that like 7:15?
No, 6:15, right? 6:15 our time.
Like in 7 minutes.
5:15 her time.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Yeah.
You have the
So
live panel as well, Tszyu?
Huh?
You have the live panel as well?
Yeah.
Pull up, Greg.
yeah, drop the link in the channel right now, Tszyu, so people can find your channel. Go over there and subscribe. Tszyu does lives right after our lives. So go hit the subscribe button and go. Let's transition over there to Tszyu. I'm going to be a little bit late, probably about 30 minutes. But make sure y'all go over there and transition to Tszyu Boxing. In the interim, please go to the link that I had and go vote on the pound for pound list. We are going to publish our own pound for pound. We're going to do this quarterly. So I dropped the link in the channel. Let me see if I still have that link up. Right now, I can tell you that the person that we have number 1, I'll share my screen so you guys can see it. This is where it is currently. Let me know if y'all can see it.
You got to zoom in, Greg.
Let me see how I do that. Can you see it?
All right. Yeah.
All right. So Crawford's number 1, Alexander Usyk number 2, Inoue is number 3, Arthur Beterbiev is number 4, Canelo Alvarez number 5, Javante Davis number 6, Dimitri Bivol number 7, David Benavidez number 8, Bam Rodriguez number 9, and Tyson Fury somehow inexplicably is number 10. How did that happen? Maybe I read this wrong. Hold on, let me make sure I'm right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they got Fury at 10. Shakur Stevenson is at number 11 right now, and currently is 91 votes.
Can you vote more than one time?
No, you can only vote once.
That's a lot of people voting on that. Wow.
Mm-hmm. All right, so my thing is, I don't think Crawford. For me, I don't think it should be number 1. I think it should be Usyk, anyway, and then I would put Canelo there. Then I feel like Crawford. And then Beterbiev and then Tank, and then I think those are the top 4. I feel like Crawford doesn't fight enough, in my opinion.
Yo, y'all need to go vote, guys. Go vote. I just dropped the link in the channel. Go vote before we transition over to Tszyu. I expect to at least see 90 people over there in Tszyu live stream. So let's make it happen. Appreciate y'all, man.
Okay, I see you over there, Tszyu.
All right, peace out, y'all.
All right, later.
All right, Greg.
All right, later, sir. All right, guys, we are out. Until next time, peace.